Some stories don't start with a spotlight. They begin in silence, in small rooms where someone is dancing barefoot, writing a poem that nobody will read yet, or deciding that kindness will be the loudest form of rebellion. Today's guest is someone I've had the privilege of knowing beyond just the LinkedIn titles as well as the Instagram grids. I've seen her evolve intentionally, gracefully, as well as unapologetically. And what I admire most is that she didn't choose a single path. She chose all of herself. From activism at Greenpeace and Dream a Dream to shaping stories at ThoughtWorks, Thrilophilia and Practo to now building soulful food spaces with Akalwadi Hospitality and Baba Punjabi, she has lived many lives, all stitched together with empathy and art. This episode is not just about what she does, it's about who she is when no one is watching. So settle in because we're about to talk origin stories, reinvention, art, food, identity, and the kind of courage you can't manufacture. Shiva Sharma, welcome to Unapologetic Me.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you for the most amazing introduction. I started feeling good about myself the moment I started hearing it. Thank you.
No, you deserve every single one of it. And while I was drafting the intro, I wanted every single element of your personality should be captured. And I'm so thrilled to have this discussion and have this episode with you because I'm sure not just me, a lot of people who are going to be listening to our episode will come out with a lot great ideas that you don't have to be boxed and you can reinvent. But I don't want to spill all the beans because let people hear the story from you. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started. Let's rewind a little. Who was Shiva before the world saw her as a dancer, a poet, facilitator, and a restaurateur?
Oh, wow. Okay, who was Shiva? Shiva was a confused adolescent girl from a small town, um, surviving a lot of childhood trauma and then sort of figuring out what life would be, from Bareilly to a lot of other places that she traveled because her parents had a transferable job. And because of which she couldn't have, the foothold of having a circle of friends that you grew up with, but was in the hindsight always thinks of this journey as a great experience because at a very early age I was exposed to a lot of different cultures and communities, something that aided in my expansion of thinking of how I relate with people, which is why, away from my small town of Bareilly, where I used to eat jalebi and samosa, I now enjoy idli and sambar with equal measure. And I'm quite, happy about it because it humbled me in a lot of ways to know that wherever we are, whatever kind of people we hang out with, live with, communicate with, interact with, essentially we all want same things, acknowledgement and love. And
This is
yeah, so before all of this, I was just like you, just like anyone else, probably still the same.
wow. There are so many layers, right? Geography change and then so much more exposure. And I think exposure is such a good thing because unless you're exposed to a lot of things, you will not be able to figure out what lies beyond the life that you have and what is it that you can do. So it just opens you up in
Yeah.
many ways. But then, see, you're a part of a lot of different, what do I say, paradigms. So when did movement and art find their way into the life?
Oh, I think it was always a part of me. I was a very shy, timid child growing up. You wouldn't believe until I was in fifth class, nobody knew that I even dance. In fact, I also didn't know that I could dance. I was still sort of coming out of my shell. But my father was a very expressive person. So there was always somebody I was looking at who was larger than life, always in the moment, very big with his expressions, always enjoying. I grew up listening to very different kinds of music. And as I started sort of venturing you know, onto stage at in different capacities, sometimes maybe just a tree on the stage to becoming, a choir singer. And then performing with my friends on the most, popular Bollywood song, movement always remained an essential part of expression. I wasn't very how I am today, like right now, in if you ask me today, movement has very different meaning for me. At that time, it was, just the ability to move my body.
Yeah.
Now it's the ability to express and maybe even release a lot of things, a lot of emotions.
Hmm.
But it always remained as an inward and outward extension of me.
So, Shiva, what we heard about, what was the starting point of you learning
Mhm.
to express, right? And
Right.
how did that nudge started? Was there ever a moment in those early days on when you knew that this is my language and this is how I want to express myself? That point of clarity.
Oh, clarity came in much later. There was I come from a middle class family. My father was my father was a government servant. My mom was a teacher. Life was, I have to grow up, become a doctor, or maybe an IS officer, and sort of that was the course, the plan in which
Yeah.
I had to sort of move forward. But I'm doing very different things in life right now. And so dancing was probably a movement, probably was just maybe a hobby or something I do like everybody else. It was never given a lot of importance. Tawajjo nahi mili utni zyada.
Hmm.
Like, how it should have gotten, simply because my environment wasn't such. I lived in a very different culture. I lived in a very different setting. And choosing dance as a profession or becoming a movement facilitator was not something that was, even thought of.
Hmm.
So, clarity came in much later, probably when I was in my mid 20s or late 20s, when I started my journey with belly dance. Again, the concept of
Yeah.
belly dance was just Shakira, but I was so wrong. When I walked into the class, I saw all of these women of different shapes, sizes, age groups, stretch marks, not technically very slender, how we expect them to be, but all of them confident enough in their bodies to do this particular dance movement, particular dance style, which otherwise, is so sexualized in the
Yeah.
society. And then, I went into just, probably I had taken up fitness when I was about 28, 29. I was like, okay, what's the easiest thing I can do? I can dance because that is
Hmm.
something
Hmm.
I would enjoy.
Hmm.
And, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that about 8, 9 years ago, I walked into that dance class because that completely shifted my perspective on what technically typical healthy body should look like.
Okay, that's
It's not
great.
about that.
Technically typical. This is
Yeah,
the choice of words is so good.
yeah. And like one very
Yeah.
suave way, I walked to my teacher and I said, I want to get healthy and, I want to become fit. She was like,
Yeah.
give yourself one year. There are no shortcuts to fitness. You cannot say, I want a 3-minute, 3-month, flash diet. Now I need to get healthy. Health is an overall thing, how you internally feel, how you externally feel. But
Yeah.
most importantly, what is your connection with your own body? Belly dance did that for me. Because
Hmm.
if you don't mind, I would like to go a little bit in the detail
Yeah, yeah.
of what belly dance is. Belly dance essentially is called the dance of the womb.
Okay.
So in the Middle Eastern countries, olden times when the woman would go into labor,
Hmm.
all she'll be surrounded by her community of women, friends, relatives, and they would start the belly dance ululations, the belly dance movement to welcome the child
Oh, wow.
earthside.
I mean, how wrong are we? Or,
We
um,
are so wrong. We are so wrong. It's not
we're
even
so
funny.
wrong,
We are so
actually.
wrong
Yeah.
that it's meant for the male gaze. All that started much
Okay.
later. When the European trade started, when when people from the West started coming and looking at these fully clothed women, they started imagining things. But
Hmm.
essentially, this dance was not meant for becoming a
To lure
sexual
men.
dance
Yeah.
form. Even if they were dancing, they were comfortable with their own bodies and expressing the way they wanted to. It's a very empowering dance form, like any other dance form, if you look at.
Hmm.
It so becomes that everything becomes for men, but that's not
Hmm.
the case.
Hmm.
And then I went further into this study. I studied more history. I studied how, you break music into beats and then you choreograph a dance form. So I started performing on stage. This is just before COVID. And I'm very grateful. I've always been grateful for all the teachers from whom I've learned so many things, and my teachers being Kavya Vishwanathan and Meher Malik. I'm very,
Shout
very
out.
grateful yes, I'm very grateful to them that uh, because of them, I got more clarity of what this dance is not. That's for sure.
Lovely. I like how you're explaining and how you're so good with words, which brings me to the next question that Shiva, if your life were a book, what would be the title of the chapter where everything changed for you?
Oh God, redemption.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That was quick. I thought you were probably going to say, I'm going to take a minute to think about it.
No, I've been thinking about it because I've been journaling, and I think one of the things I wrote was redemption, and that sort of stayed with me.
Why redemption?
Um, because I think only when you hit rock bottom, you know when to go up.
Mm,
And it's not new information. It's nothing that people haven't spoken about, but that's the truth. It's
that's the
only
truth.
when and it goes in cycles. So it's not like, how you see in the movies. One time you hit rock bottom and that's it. Now you're a hero. It's not like that. It's a cyclic phase. It's a cycle that keeps on going. Sometimes, when you're in 20s, then your early 30s, then now when I'm heading to my 40s, it's basically you shed away a lot of things, a lot of
Mm,
beliefs about yourself, a lot of people, maybe a lot of relationships, a lot of ideas that you may have about life, about career, about goals. And from there, then you sort of reinvent yourself. Hence the
talking
redemption.
about the change, what was the one decision that changed the trajectory of your story since we're talking about being about a change and that particular point in time?
Not choosing to join an MNC right after college,
Oh my
like
god, do
everybody
tell.
else.
Because I think the audience is
Yeah.
a lot of those people who are still
Yeah.
in the deciding stage.
I studied in the best of colleges, the best of schools. My parents, were like, "Oh my God, okay, fine. She's gone to Delhi University. She's going to join an MNC, get this package, that package." To each its own. But I think for me,
Yeah.
um, I chose to join the development sector. I started working with NGOs. Not big money,
Hmm.
but big experience.
Big experience.
Money did come
Um,
later, but that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people discount or maybe do not even consider thinking about working for NGOs for the money element. But
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you on that stance because I've done a couple internships with non-for-profit sector, and I think the kind of experience in the teams, they're so on point and it's
Yeah.
a great cohesive environment. You like the synergies. So I think people
Yeah.
should definitely give it a thought if there is an opportunity for them.
There is. And just to add that life
Yeah.
experience to your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we've had a great first start. We're going to dive into the creative element, which I'm super thrilled about. So here we go. You built your practice on movement, reflection, and empathetic learning. So, what does creativity really mean to you personally?
Oh, wow. What does creativity mean to me personally? I think it's a very quiet, slow, boring, uh, very lonely, a very disciplined, consistent practice. So
Hmm.
creativity sometimes can look like popularly something that people, oh my God, there's a light bulb moment, and now I'm going to go and work on this,
Mhm.
right? Which is fine, which happens. Great ideas do come like that. But a
Yeah.
lot of times, to sustain these creative ideas or ventures that one may have, you also have to be disciplined and consistent with it. For
Yeah.
example, I wrote my first poetry book in 21 days. Okay, I kept
21
writing.
days.
Yeah, 21 days. I kept writing for 21 days. And Arohi was, my daughter was even more younger. So I was waking up at 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. to write poetry. Whenever I would get time, I would, just randomly just write some words and then think if they could inspire me. Some poems came by
Hmm.
themselves, some I had to work towards. But you
Hmm.
have to, in order to call yourself a creative person, doesn't mean that you don't need a structure. Every madness needs a structure.
Hmm.
And it can also be very boring because nobody understands you. Nobody understands this madness that you may have about a creative process. It's a lot of self-learning. It's a lot of reading, which I frankly, I miss it as much as I would like to do because my time is only so much. I do take out time to read, I do take out time to write, but I have to take out time. That's what I'm trying to say. I cannot say I'm a creative person, I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm this and that if I'm not putting in any effort. Then it's just another label that I have put on myself.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I should just, whenever I'm introducing myself, I'm just, I sound cool, so I say it. That's not the point.
Okay, great. So we heard about reading as one of the
Yeah,
ways where you bring the creative side of you. But how
yeah,
do dance and theater shape the way you connect with people? I know you love dancing, like you
yeah,
just mentioned. And
yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
is a good place where I've seen the way you twerk, which is really nice and inspiring.
But
So
to come
tell
to the
us.
specific question, how does dance help in connecting with people? That's
Yeah.
the only place where I am most vulnerable,
Okay.
right? Like when I'm dancing just by myself at my home, I'm very raw, I'm very vulnerable. When I'm dancing with a community, say in a workshop or in a class or just dancing, we have to understand that as human race, we respond to community dancing naturally.
Mm.
I'm not talking about the structured dance forms like Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Kathak, where you go to a guru, you learn, and there is a, 1, 2, 3, 4 step. And only when you take admission, you dance, which has its
Yeah.
own significance. I'm talking about community dancing, like you take example of any folk dance like Chow or Bihu or any of those, Garba. The moment you see a lot of people dancing happily, smiling, moving around, there is an immediate connection that happens. Immediate. For me, dance helps me connect with my body. So I'm very aware of where my emotional graph is. And hence, you meet all kinds of people who will trigger you, people who will make you happy, people who will, make you angry. But somewhere as somebody who has a connection with dance, somebody who is a dancer, um, there is a certain awareness that I have about how should I be in this moment. Can I take care of my breath right now?
Mm.
Or, as somebody who is a public speaker, because I have to talk about my brand, I have to talk about my business, it also helps me become more confident.
Mm.
Or maybe
Now,
just being me, even that is also fine. That's it.
yeah. I mean, I am actually getting the chills listening to you right now because I don't know if people have explored these forms and they're so deep the way you have connected and built an understanding around them. uh, towards the last point that you were mentioning, you also mentioned about how it helps you in talking about your brand, your business. And I know one of the layers that you also cover is being a facilitator. So
Yeah.
can you share a moment where your work as a facilitator deeply moved you, something that
Hmm.
reminded you what you do and why you do
Hmm.
it?
Great question. First, let us understand what is the role of a facilitator. A facilitator is very different from a trainer. I am not
Hmm.
somebody who's going to write something on a whiteboard or show you a PowerPoint presentation, and then you are supposed to take notes, and then at the end of the day, raise your hand when I ask you a question. A facilitator is there to hold the space. There is an intention, there is an objective that I have with the group but the group is the priority no matter what, not me, not
Hmm.
what my content. It's not like, Arey, main aa gayi, now I'm here, I have to deliver this. If you get it or you do not get it, I don't care.
Hmm.
That's not what a facilitator is. A facilitator literally facilitates the learning of the group or the individual at their own pace,
Hmm.
right? And
Right.
and in many experiences that I have had as a facilitator, I have realized that the more agency, the more freedom we give to the people who are participants in the workshop or in the space, um, the more you will see how they start freeing up to express themselves. One such thing was I did last year was with a group of women. We called it play. Okay,
Play.
play, right? The association of play that women have is not very healthy.
Okay.
We are usually, as we start growing older, play is not for me. I don't know what does play mean. I used to play when I was younger. Play means joy, but is my body moving enough to be playful? Oh, I have enough work at home. It's not like we go out in the field and play cricket and football. As we start growing up, our bodies start growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have anatomical changes. We start with menstruation. There are a lot of things. Our association with play itself changes.
Yeah, and also I think, I mean, well, I'm thinking for myself, I don't know if I've given enough importance to the word play also.
Yeah, like what does that even mean?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
play
just
what?
that we were when we were kids. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's
Whatever,
it.
with set of
There
friends
was
or
a
whatever.
playing time.
Yeah.
That's it. There was a playing time. And I look at my child who is, 5 years, 3 months old, and I look at her, and for her, everything is play. Learning is
Oh,
play, play is play, food is play. Because that I started realizing essentially that's what kids need, a lot of play. And what
a
does
lot.
play mean when you grow up? You have to create that space. So I designed that workshop along with my friend Ekta, who holds Ekta's gatherings here in Bangalore. She's phenomenal. Please, Bangalore peeps, do
Shout
check
out.
her out. And we did something called play, and women had come in. It was for women. And we explored the term play with creative movement. And how we
Hmm.
did that was we started really slow breath work. And then we added elements of air, water, fire, you know, space. And how would they respond to these things? Meaning, how would their bodies respond to these things if they are air, if they are water, if they are fire? And you play with it. And I saw women
Wow.
who just walked into that room initially just very tired, frustrated, maybe not even looking forward to participating, then just, closing their eyes and exploring the entire room. So,
How does
or
the switch
sharing.
happen?
The
Because
switch happens in everybody, Ekta. It happens in
really,
everybody. It happens in
wow.
everybody. It's we give we become too serious. We don't have to be. Take for
This
example, if
is
there
so
is a
good.
Punjabi music playing, what would your reaction be?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so
Like we don't even
there
have,
is
I mean, it's
a
just the music, that's it. That just takes
yeah,
us over.
it's the music, and that's we all want that. It's just that we
Yeah.
are reserving our playfulness to a particular occasion. Why can't it be every day? Why can't you connect with your body on everyday basis for 5 minutes,
Hmm. Hmm.
10 minutes? And why I'm saying that is, while therapy is important, um, talk therapy is important. You figure out your therapist, you hit and trial, and you finally figure out, okay, that's my therapist. I'm going to go to that therapist and talk about things. The therapist gives you things and all of that. Great, important. No, not at all denying the importance of it. But there is another layer to it, which is sometimes the body, actually, not sometimes, most times, the body stores the experience that mind also is not aware of. There are many experiences, like suppose when you're probably 8 or 10 year old, somebody touched you in a wrong way.
Hmm.
You may not
Hmm.
remember it right now,
Yeah.
but somebody touched you again at the same, on the same body part, but not with the same intention, but it triggered something for you.
Hmm.
Why? Because your body sort of stores all the experiences.
Hmm.
It stores it. The moment you start moving and becoming aware, it's all about becoming aware. It's not like you become sorted. You just become aware. And then you have now the ability and the information to let go, release, or heal that experience. That's the importance of movement.
Wow. We understood
I went
movement.
too much in detail.
No, I mean, I am feeling so good because this segment is the creative segment, and I feel like we're definitely covering every element of Shiva right now. Every element. Okay, moving on to the next element. How many books have you written, Shiva, by far?
Oh my God. No, 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 not many times. Unfortunately, not many, but two.
Two. That's a good
One of
number.
them is a national publication.
See? Okay, so in that respect, how has poetry and voice become a bridge between your inner world and the world outside?
Poetry is the most beautiful thing ever. I'm a romantic at heart. And when I say romantic, it's not like I'm writing a poetry. I've never written poetry for a single person who I have been in a relationship with. But it's not that. Romantic in the sense that I think the most beautiful conversation about life, love, uh, its journey, or even political rebellion, everything for me happens through poetry. Everything. It's the most beautiful form of, I don't know, expression after dance, of course. But it goes hand in hand for me. It's imagine it's like words are dancing and they turn into poetry. That's how it is for
Yeah.
me.
So I think I have an idea, but the question makes so much sense right now, Shiva. If you could express your current state of being through movement or words, what would it sound or look like?
Oh, what would it look like? It would look like water.
Yeah? Take different
Yeah.
forms. To me, wherever.
Take different forms, flowing, wild, still, all of it. It would be water.
Amazing. We've covered the creative side, all elements a little bit, whatever that we could learn from your personality. The next segment, which I'm really excited to delve into, is the entrepreneurial side of Shiva Sharma. And you've made this fascinating shift into food and hospitality from facilitating movement to running 4 food outlets now. What was
Yeah.
that leap like? Four is
Oh
a
my God.
wow.
Four, actually five now.
Oh wow. Okay.
I've also launched my pizza brand recently.
Oh my God.
So
Okay, I did see the publicity on Instagram, but I
yeah,
wasn't sure
it's called
because I
Single
didn't know.
Pizza. It's called Single Pizza.
Guys, this is the
We
best
are
way we're promoting
expanding.
it if you don't know about it right now.
Happy to share more details. But yeah, yeah, the shift. Okay, from always working in a service sector where your salary comes on time, you work with some, I don't know, 100 people. There are lots of ways and structure and already processes set. I thought it would be great to become an entrepreneur and
Okay.
have the flexibility of time, which was such a lie. Because you're always working. You're
You're
always
always
working.
working.
You're 24 hours just thinking, breathing, working your business.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, there's no other way to live it.
Yeah.
This is the only way.
Hmm.
It can teach you a lot of things. It can teach you whether it's the right thing for you to do or not. First
Hmm.
thing, any business, whether it's something that you should do alone, whether it's something that you should be doing it with people.
Hmm.
But no matter what happens, you need help at all stages. It's not something you can achieve or conquer just by yourself. Yes,
Hmm.
the reliance of completing the work and making sure the business is moving forward is on you and
Great.
nobody else.
Okay. Shiva, we learned about a lot of things that as an entrepreneur you tend to discover within yourself when you've taken that leap. But if I had to ask you, what's the one ingredient, quite literally, that has been your key to your journey as a restaurateur? What would that one thing be?
Resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It is tough. It is a tough industry to be in. It looks glorious to the people outside. Oh my God, restaurants, cafes, whatever you own. But you have to understand that, especially in India, in countries like India, it's a very disorganized, unorganized sector. I'm not talking
Hmm.
about the 5-star, 7-star properties, but even there you can find some loopholes. Majorly, the mid-segment market, we are a very disorganized sector, the hospitality industry, which means the kind of people that you are dealing with are mostly blue-collar employees.
Hmm.
So all your ideas, the corporate ideas of, I'm going to set a system and then there will be a process and then they're going to listen to me and everything will fall flat, everything.
Hmm.
And you have to sort of constantly build a resilience to learning new things, learning new ways of how you're going to deal with these people. There'll be challenges in the market now with the freedom of, reviews and feedback that, the customer
Wow.
can give anytime. Everybody is a food expert. Everybody knows what it takes to put a dish on the table. And honestly, it has humbled me a lot. We all can have different experiences when we go to a cafe or a restaurant with a service or a food and all of that. I'm not saying don't express your disagreement. Definitely do. But I now also understand there are a lot of things that happen in the background of
Hmm.
running a restaurant. So I have chosen to then now give feedback in person to restaurant owners if there is or a manager there rather than writing a public review unless and until things have been very appalling, which
Hmm.
has generally, doesn't happen. Um, I do not give comments like, oh my God, that dish is so expensive. Because expensive to what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Expensive is a very, subjective term. You can
Yeah.
get a
What are you
burger
measuring it
for
against?
100. Yeah, what do you measure it against? You can get a burger for 100, you also get a burger for 600.
Hmm.
At the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's still a burger,
Yeah.
right? So you can choose where you want to eat. And once you've made that choice, then deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So expensive with respect to what? But see, I'm not saying that people's opinion is not important or not trying to sort of belittle anyone, but I'm saying that as a restaurateur and somebody who has been in this industry for 7 years now, I have learned that it is quite tough to uphold it. And
Hmm.
it goes through a graph. There is a season, then there is a dip, then there is another season, and then there is a dip, and your employees will leave. without giving you a notice. They're working tonight, tomorrow morning they're off.
Oh my
So I
God.
have, yeah, so I have serviced tables. I've cleaned dirty dishes. I have gone and cooked inside the kitchen. I have done it all. And that's literally how an entrepreneur lives. No matter which part of the business you're doing, you have to get your hands dirty, literally.
Mhm.
So yeah, resilience is something that I have learned because if you're breaking apart, nobody
Mhm.
else is there to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself. That's an entrepreneur life.
Talking about all of these things that you've got to deal with because you're an entrepreneur, how do you balance creative chaos with business structure? Both
Very
things
good
have to run
question.
parallelly.
Yeah, yeah. They are not independent of each other. Business also requires innovation and creativity.
Hmm.
Creative ways of, handling people, creative ways of coming up with a menu, creative ways of talking about your menu, creative
Yeah.
ways of facilitating conversations with people, trainings. So creativity is not limited to just poetry and dance. Creativity is also inventing of how you're going to be in a space. That's also
Hmm.
creativity. I don't have to be a poet or a writer or a dancer to be called a creative person. Now, that's a notion that popularly we believe. It's
Yeah,
just one of
yeah.
the expressions I have. But somebody else also can be very creative. There are creative ways to even look at your financial structures. How are you going to do it?
I like how the
What?
width of the word has expanded.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
yeah, so it
but
helps. It helps. Yes.
tell me what part of entrepreneurship surprised you the most?
Oh wow. Okay. What part of entrepreneurship surprised you the most? Very good question. I think every day is surprising, but yeah, how dynamic it is. It's very dynamic. Um, you have to constantly pivot.
Mm,
And I think that's a great skill that you learn as an entrepreneur to sort of always be thinking on your toes. Like situation changes, you immediately sort of think of something else to make it better.
mm.
It's surprising and empowering at the same time. Because I
You got to
think
be on
I
your
have
toes all the
not calculated something so fast, so
time, right?
dynamically on an everyday basis. For example, when you go to work,
Mm,
there will be timeline given to you.
mm,
Not every day would, I mean, you know that your day, what your day may look like.
mm, mm.
Mostly, at least 60 to 70% idea you may have, right? And sometimes maybe 80, 90%. But in an
Yeah.
entrepreneur life, that's not the case. It's a
True.
fast, and it depends from industry to industry, of course. In an
Mhm.
hospitality industry, it's fast moving, it's changing, it's dynamic, and you have to be dynamic. Imagine if I just say, there's nothing I'm going to change about how I am. Let people say
Mm,
what they want to say.
mm.
That can't work.
Does it
That
work?
won't
Yeah.
work. That won't work. If
Yeah.
people are saying that your service is not okay, you can't say that you don't know anything. Of course, I have to look back and say my service may not be okay, or my
Mm,
food needs to be relooked at, or I need to invent something according to the growing market, or the way I am even looking at my restaurant industry. How much revenue can it make? What are the things that I can do? So it's very dynamic.
great. Okay, Shiva. The many roles that you play, being a poet, an activist, happiness coach. By the way, I didn't really know about this, but well, the happiness coach, a mother, restaurateur, and a facilitator. If these roles were like the characters in a play, how
Wow.
would they talk to each other? We've gotten a little creative.
Yeah, I know, I know. I can totally imagine this. I can also think, oh my God, there are so many things. But I think all of them ate to each other. They're going to have a very nice, they will start with a cup
Hmm.
of coffee, go into hot chocolate, and then end with, a whiskey. It'll all be great.
Love this answer. This
Because they're
is
all
so
going to
on
have a
point.
great time.
As they should, right? As they should.
Yeah.
But
One thing we have to understand, Ekta, see if you look at you, when I look at you as well, I see you wearing a lot of hats.
yeah.
You may not know it, but when somebody looks at you, you're now a content creator. You have been in the communication field. I have seen you when you were, I don't know, in your
It's
early
fine.
30s, late 20s, early 30s. And look how you have evolved into becoming this person, gone to New York, gotten all of those experiences. The thing is, all of these things that we do, they don't have to be independent of each other. They can all help each other, they can all aid each other. The more we try to disassociate ourselves with these passions or interests or roles, the more complex we make our life. Why can't just we
Yeah.
say, okay, this is it. This is the role I'm playing. I am a mother, but I'm also a writer. I'm also a poet. I'm also a restaurateur. I'm also a facilitator. Yeah, in a space, what the space demands, that role sort of takes
That's how I roll. That's
priority.
why that's why we love
Yeah,
being the water identity.
yeah,
Fit me where
that's what
and
it
let me
is.
flow. Oh my
Let me
god,
flow.
this should
That's
be
it.
your actually signature statement. Fit me where and let me
Yeah.
flow.
Wow. Please send it to me.
Okay, yes, we spoke about the different roles, and yes, we spoke about what comes when and then how we juggle. But which role surprised you the most about yourself?
Being a mother.
I think I had an idea. This one's gonna come.
Yeah. Being a mother. Oh my God. I thought I had it all figured out. I was so wrong. Nothing is ever figured out. I thought I was properly healed before I decided to become a mother. And once I did, it all came back. I had to restart the entire process all over again. It has been the most challenging, the most rewarding experience of my life. And I now totally, fully, completely understand the term mom guilt. I
Really?
get it. Yeah, I get it.
That's what
Nobody
real.
else feels it. It's a real thing. It's a real deal. And you know how I feel um, responsible for this little human who now,
Mm,
is who has taken up most of my space in life. And then, still choosing to do things my way.
mm,
That's a real challenge. For example, I still have to, I want to take out time to do my workout. I have my dreams, ambitions, and goals. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm this and that. But I have to come back to this child who will humble me to a point where I'm nothing, and which is great because nothing goes to my head.
yeah.
I have no pride, no false pride in doing any of these things because at the end of the day, I'm a mother who's responsible for another life,
Mm,
while also making sure that I'm not obsessed with this little life, which
mm.
mostly, parenting can lead to.
Yeah,
My
because kids
dreams
could be
are not her
flawed and
dreams. Yeah, my
yeah.
pain is not her pain. And I also have to now then take responsibility of healing myself properly because I don't
Mm,
want to pass the things that were given to me in terms
mm,
of pain to her. It's
mm.
not her burden to carry. So it's a lot of work.
It's
It's a
a
lot
lot
of
of work.
work. Yeah.
Taking cues from motherhood on how you have worked on yourself, do you also
Still a
feel
work in
that
process. Still a work in process.
still a work in progress?
Yeah.
Tell me, have you also taken cues on when it comes to leadership and work through the journey of motherhood? How does that play? And have you in your own self seen changes after being a mother, and how has that evolved in terms of your work?
Yeah, after I became a mother, I think I became more powerful in holding my own.
Okay.
Yeah. And those of us who choose to become mothers,
Mhm.
it's a choice. Let me just say
Mhm.
that. But it was a choice that I made, and it has been a great choice. I don't regret it ever. I'm actually quite happy that that this role has brought in a lot of power in my life, in the sense that there's no way, the earlier Shiva would maybe a people pleaser. I have been, I have suffered from it. There is
Hmm.
no way I'm saying yes to anything that doesn't work for me now.
I want you to stop right here, and I just want to say I'm so incredibly proud because I feel we just go, we blend in, and we sometimes just give into pressure. It could be societal,
Yeah.
it could be fear, it could
Yeah,
be
and it's
just.
very real. It's very real.
But to
And
say
it's a
that,
learning curve. Yeah.
but to actually say that I'm only choosing those activities, those people who add value,
Yeah.
because that's how I want my life to be. It's
Yeah.
starts from awareness, but it's a strong statement, and I think
Yeah.
everyone should at some point in time be able to say it. That's the hope.
Yeah, or at least hope to reach
Hope.
there. And it's that's why I said it's a work in progress, because it is a hard thing to do. The hardest thing we do in our lives is to say no to people, to situations, to things, activities, decisions uh, that are self-focused.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is okay to be a little selfish. It's fine
Hmm.
to be selfish, as long as you're not harming other people.
Hmm.
And most times you will not. You will just harm their egos, which is fine. That's all right. You can harm all their egos you want. But you have to, at some point, really start taking care of yourself in the true sense. I'm not saying go to spa, light a candle, and listen to music. That's not called taking care of yourself. That's far from it. Okay, that's
Hmm.
the capitalist idea that has been sold to us, and say, oh my God, now we have everything. Why'd we be feeling shitty about ourselves?
Yeah, yeah. It
That's
has
the
to start
truth.
within. Like the real
Yeah,
effort goes within.
the real effort is you maybe, and some days will look like, oh my God, you're just crying because you're not upset on your life, but you're upset about, what you've become. And that's where really the process begins.
Hmm. That realization.
That realization is very hard. It's very unnerving. And I think becoming a mother and having gone through postpartum depression and having gone through post-traumatic stress disorder and having learned that uh, we are, as a society, never prepared how to support a postpartum mother medically,
Hmm.
emotionally, culturally. I learned that we just we leave mothers to figure it out by themselves. We are not
Hmm.
trained. It's not like we like cleaning the poop of the child,
Hmm.
but we do it.
Hmm.
It's not like it's disgusting, but it's not something you may enjoy. And I will be hated for saying these things, because the major belief is that as a mother, I am supposed to love every part of it. I
Hmm.
love my child, but I'm saying it's a learning curve. And who's taking care of me in the process then? The way, a mother's body changes, the way our energy level changes. Our body is never the same. We don't respond to exercise the same way we were responding before we became mothers. It's not the same. You are constantly, you never ever get quiet time. Ever.
Because your time is
I
not yours anymore now.
Yeah, the time is not yours. I cannot make any last minute decisions.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fact. I cannot make any last minute decisions. It's not like, oh, let's go out. No. If I have to go out even for 2 hours for a dinner with my friend, I know that I would have planned it 3 days in advance and I would have made
Hmm.
all the arrangements. I have help at home. I have a full-time nanny who's at home because I require that help. There is no
Hmm.
glory in sacrificing. For those of us who can afford it, it's a blessing.
Hmm.
Then some of us choose to put our children in daycare. Then some of us are putting, morning to night help. Some of us do not have help. There are all kinds of motherhoods. Not one thing is better than the other. It's just that all of us are trying to figure the best way out. There is not a perfect way. And I think this role in terms of leadership also has sort of translated in a similar pattern. For example, You have to become the embodiment of leadership. You cannot just go and preach. It's the same thing with a
Yeah.
child.
Wait,
Tum
I'm going to
books
stop you right
padhna.
here because
Yeah,
this is also picking up from your today's Instagram post where you say,
yeah,
I don't I don't say it, I don't preach it, but I practice
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you and
Very
Arohi
true.
Khan say, oh no, working out, those weights
Yes,
and
yes. Yeah, yeah. And she started doing it only because she sees me doing it at home. So if I'm
Mm.
saying, okay, fitness is important or reading books is important, but I'm on the phone all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So then kids are also going to feel
Right.
like that.
You know, whatever it is, choose whichever aspect of your life you want to teach your kids. Obviously, they will learn from the external environment. But what they're also seeing most of the times in the early years of their life is you as a parent.
100%.
So no
Shiva,
preaching. Leadership is also no preaching. It's also doing.
as much I'm a fan girl right now of listening to each and every role that you embody, I kind of feel that it can get overwhelming sometimes because these are a lot of responsibilities, and it's not like you're the kind of person who's very passionate about each and every role, because that's clearly coming out from the discussion that we're having, and the choice of words, it's so intentional. So I want to know, how do you give each of these identities their deserved space and not let any one of them overshadow the other?
There's no overshadowing for sure, but there is a lot of intentional now, off late, and very recently, a very intentional attempt to not get overwhelmed and one of them is not getting fulfilled.
Okay.
It is okay if, I'm dropping some balls. It's fine. I don't have to be
Mm.
perfect. Um, some days as a business person, I may not be performing at my 100%, or as a mother, or as a dancer, or as a writer, or as a facilitator. Then I would first check in and see, it's okay. Today is not a great day. It's fine. It is okay. At the end of the day, I'm human, like everybody else. And that is the only real deal. We become so particular about the things that we do in life that we don't even allow ourselves to fail or be imperfect or flawed. Why? You will get tired. Your body will get tired. Your mind will get overwhelmed. Then you need to have the tools and techniques and even the give yourself the permission to say, okay, today is not a great day. Maybe I just need some rest. It is okay to slow down also a little bit. How can we do all the things at the same time? It's not possible. Doesn't mean all of this will go away. It's still you.
Yeah.
It's still you. And
Like
then
how
you
we say, give
just,
yourself some grace.
yeah, it's all right. We don't have to be. It is overwhelming. Life is overwhelming. Traffic is overwhelming. I mean, you step out and people are out there to overwhelm you. But then how much of it are you going to allow yourself to overwhelm, like be overwhelmed by? Which is where, you need to have certain tools and techniques to take care of yourself, whatever that is for you. Some days you're going to cry, you're going to yell, you're going to have a breakdown, meltdown. All of that is fine.
Mm.
All of that is okay. I'm saying, say it, it's okay. You don't have to look perfect. That's an Instagram version of perfection, where
Mm.
everything is templatized, where everything, is perfect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Choose to be the person who says it's okay to not be perfect. You don't have to
yeah.
be. Be human, na? That's much more easier.
True. Had so much fun listening. And the next segment that we're moving into is very, very close to my heart because it's called Unapologetically Her, which her
Oh my
is you
God.
right now. So we're going to start with the first thing. When you hear the word unapologetic, Shiva, what comes up for you?
Authentic.
I like the
Being
word authentic.
completely myself. Yeah. Authentic. You may like me, you may not like me. I'm still like myself.
And I think this realization and the ease of being authentic comes with time, comes with knowing yourself and being okay with yourself. That
Yeah,
acceptability, right?
yeah. Still learning.
Yeah.
Still will
Okay.
still choose that. Yeah,
Have there been moments when you've had to own your voice, even if it made uncomfortable for others?
100%, cent percent. Especially when I started talking about my postpartum depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, I know I was making people uncomfortable, including my own family, because that is something women are not expected to do.
This question that I'm asking is not scripted, but I've been
I know.
meaning to ask that.
Yeah.
Sure, I've seen you evolve over the years, right? How we've known and where you are. In fact, what I admire most is that you're very expressive even on Instagram. People do filters and people think about should they post, should they not. Your complete personality is out there. It takes a lot of guts. And like we said, now that in itself is being unapologetic you. Did you ever have those notions, or do you still have those notions when you post something? How are people going to judge? Should you post it? Should you not post it? Like, is there a riot of words or thoughts that goes in the mind, or was there
Not
ever?
much anymore. There was initially, but as I
Hmm.
said, the more I started taking control or taking, started becoming more connected with how I'm feeling. So, how I'm feeling is what I'm saying. It's as
Hmm.
simple as that. Now, I can give you a very sugar-coated version of myself, which will fit
Hmm.
maybe this situation. It may not fit something else. Then I may have to change myself for that. Then I may have to change myself for XYZ situations. And I've done this. I have done this like many people, many women, how we keep, sort of covering ourselves in layers, literally, just to fit in as a daughter, as a wife, as a girlfriend, as a friend, anything. We take up, we assume a lot of roles,
Hmm.
eventually, thus just forgetting who we were meant to be, essentially. And I have decided that this second phase of my life is only going to be figuring out who I am going to be first. Who was this person going to be first? So now the riot has come down.
What's one thing that Shiva Sharma will never apologize for?
Making choices um, for my profession, as a mother, as a person. I will never apologize for such things. And what I believe in, all the fights that I fight.
If your journey had a soundtrack, what would be the title of the track?
Oh my God. What would be the title of that track, which is the song that I really like? Ashaएं. I love that
Asha.
song
Yeah.
from the movie
I
Udan. I love that. I
Yeah,
love that
beautiful
film.
song. We've already covered, but if you have a different answer for this, what does being unapologetic you look like in its truest, most messiest, and most beautiful form yet?
Wild, wild,
Oh, I
wilder
love
than
that.
what I am right now. Wild, absolutely wild.
And I feel like even this word has different connotations. People
It
think
does.
about
It
it
does.
differently. It's just
Yeah,
so freeing. It's just so
it
freeing when
is.
you say
It
wild.
is. It is. Yeah.
Okay, this new segment is the rapid fire round. I'm going
Oh
to
my
give you one
God.
word. So this is just going to be one word that I'm going to give you, and you tell me the first emotion or the memory or the thought that it brings up. Are we ready?
No, I'm scared. Okay, right, fine, shoot.
Okay, the word is movement.
Dance, expression,
Great. Home,
love,
joy,
dancing with Arohi.
fear.
Hmm? Fear.
Fear. Hmm.
Not living a life of purpose. If
Hmm.
I don't do that, I'll be scared.
Motherhood,
Rewarding,
power.
grace,
Food,
Business, stories,
freedom.
responsibility.
That was the last one. You did really well. You
Now I
had
should get
everything
my
written just
hamper.
perfect.
Where is my
Yeah.
hamper?
That'll be delivered to you soon. Or maybe in person, you never know.
Oh, please come. Please meet me in person.
All right, so we've come to the last segment of this amazing episode. Here we go. What's lighting up Shiva Sharma right now?
Talking with you, conversations. I love a good conversation. Time is the most important currency, especially in today's day and age, and to be able to spend it with people who matter, people who bring in so much light and joy. You've always been that person in my life. When I look at you, I always think, okay, there is ekta means light and joy, always. And just being able to hold this space for each other and doing this with you, I'm really happy being here. Thank you.
Great. What kind of world do you hope your work contributes to?
Um, Many facets to that work, but with my food business, I want a space for people to enjoy, to you know have something to talk about even when they go back home, to remember the experience they had while they came to our restaurants. With my dance movement facilitation work, I want people to know that they can heal and that they will forever have this ability to live a better life, to live a more wholesome life. I wish I really could impact people that way, to add a little bit more peace,
Yeah.
more healing to their life.
What do you want Arohi, your daughter, and other women who are watching you to take away from your journey?
Hmm. Don't waste time on boys and listen to your voice. Your gut is always right about what you feel, what you're saying, what you know. And always know that you're important. And no matter what happens, you're worth it. You every bit of power, money, abundance, joy, love, adventure, crazy things, you deserve it all. I want them to know that.
Okay, what message would you give to anyone trying to embrace their many layers just like you have?
Enjoy it. It's a journey. Keep discovering. Don't stop. The wilder you are, the more in connection with yourself you will be. It's great. It's fun.
And now the last. Finally, how does Shiva Sharma want to be remembered?
Oh, wow. If you remember me, anybody, that would be great. But someone who um held the space for you when nobody else was, with love, peace, and compassion.
We've come towards the end. Thank you, Shiva, for being so open, honest, sharing those incredible insights and different layers, and being intentional with your words. This is probably the third time that I'm mentioning, but I so like the choice of words, and you were so much thoughtful behind using them. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Always. I was looking forward to this. We've finally been able to do this after lots of permutations
Finally.
and combination. And I wish you all the best. You are amazing. You never stop at knowing what else you can do and pushing yourself. And I'm so proud of what you're doing. Every bit of it. I'm really, really proud of you. Dil se. Thank you for
Oh, you
doing
were
this.
with me. I love you. Some stories don't end when the conversation does, they stay in the pauses, in the questions they leave behind, in the way they quietly ask you, are you really living? Or are you just moving? Shiva's journey is not about perfection or having it all figured out. It's about choosing every single day to live with intention, to move, to nourish, to question, to create, to mother, to fight, and to soften. And most importantly, to do it fully without apology. If there's one thing I want you to take from this episode, it's this: you're allowed to be more than one thing. You're allowed to reinvent yourself, you're allowed to be a poem and a revolution all at the same time. And you never, ever have to shrink to be understood. So, to everyone listening, may you live loudly, love deeply, and evolve without seeking permission. Because the world doesn't need a quieter version of you, it needs the whole of you. This is Unapologetic Me. I am Ekta Khurana. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.